Google, Huawei phones have oil in them. US, Huawei ban liberated. You deserve those 263 likes, dude. I think Jaime was slightly hungover. Dude, I wish. When you see Jaime's t-shirt appear twice, you know you watch Pocket Now to an unhealthy degree, or you caught me making mistakes when picking them. Either one. Jaime Huawei Rivera. Fine, the one and only. That's right, it's that time of the week. I am Jaime Rivera. This is Pocket Now, and this is the Pocket Now Daily Recap, your comments for this week. So on Monday, the topic was rather hot as Google pretty much prepared an open statement for the United States explaining the reasons why banning Huawei is not in anyone's convenience, particularly Google's, and if national security is a threat, then truly even more of a problem. I asked you, what do you think? Do you think that Huawei should be banned or not? We had 824 comments. Facebook removing themselves from Huawei phones is hilarious. The phones just got more secure. 1,000 likes on that comment, dude. Dude, you deserve it, and I agree with you. I despise Facebook. I hate how it targets me for ads, and there are so many reasons why I just don't want to use it. And obviously the security issues are the main problem. Ban or not, Huawei should launch an alternative OS to Android and iOS. Yes, I do believe that it's time. I do believe that Huawei has the scale. I'm not saying that I have any problems with the Android or iOS. I'm just saying that competition always makes things better. Google is scared. I'm glad Google is being punished in a way that really hurts them. Considering all the political shenanigans they've been playing lately, I wish Huawei all the success. Really, I don't have that impression of Google. I actually like what they're doing and I love their focus. There are companies that I feel are not following that way of doing business in the United States, but I wouldn't consider Google to be one of them. I could truly name Facebook just as one. LMAO, their OS isn't out yet and they're claiming it a security risk already. No, it wasn't about the OS. What they were claiming is that if Google had to drop support for Huawei phones, we're talking about around 270 million units that will not be getting security updates, and therefore, you know what's going to happen after that. So that's the main issue. I totally understand Google's perspective, and truly, I do consider that a competing OS that could become more popular than Android and that is not being controlled by a US company, which the US considers secure, is also a security threat. And then on Tuesday, the topic was Huawei already summoning developers and telling them, hey, we already have our app gallery, submit your applications, and they were explaining we have 350 million users, out of which 270 million are active right this moment, meaning there is a market, you're not going to lose anything. I asked you, would you trust an app store from Huawei, even if we already have it on Huawei phones? We had 856 comments. Yes, I trust Apple, Amazon, Google, Facebook, etc. There is nothing left to hide anyway. Lucky you. I don't know. I do value my privacy a lot, and therefore I don't trust many companies with my stuff. Why not? Most of the companies are spying, if not all of them. Dude, true that. You own your comments, your likes, 297, and it's mainly because, my God, Amazon is the first company to spy on you, and whether that's to target ads or not, it is still spying to a certain degree. How do we know that our information is not being used for something else? I feel that this has only made everyone more aware of what companies are doing, and therefore I wish to see what the United States is going to do about the other US companies and their practices. Do I trust Play Store? But I use it anyways. I would definitely trust Huawei more than Play Store. I wouldn't trust any company more than the other. I just feel that if you want to use a phone, that's sadly the price you have to pay. And I wish that things weren't that way in general, but that's the way it goes. And then on Wednesday, the topic got really hot. We had reports that Huawei's Oak OS or Hongmeng OS is 60% faster than Android, that it's already being tested by competitors like Oppo. I asked you, what do you think? Do you want this to happen or not? We had a crazy 1,880 comments, guys. Thanks a lot. More competition equals more innovation. Consumers will definitely benefit from this, and that is how it should be. Agreed. I don't think that we should have all our eggs in one basket, and I feel that even if I know that this Huawei operating system is probably not going to be on par with Android at the beginning, you have to start at some point. Android was terrible when it started. If it's more power efficient, whether faster or not, that will be a killer OS. Guys, if you've tried the Huawei Watch GT, I'm not sure if it uses that as its basis or not, but that watch can last a lot, and I think that that's a good way to just give us a glimpse of what to expect. I do think that that's going to be one of the things we should expect. I mean, if Huawei was able to figure that out with Android, I mean, if they control the OS, why not? Yes, competition is a good thing. I personally wouldn't install it on my phone, but it would force Android and iOS to pick up their game. True that, I feel that companies are becoming stagnant in innovation when it comes to operating systems or their capabilities. I feel that we should get more of an experience, and we need a company that's bold enough to give it a try. And so again, I'm not saying that Hongman OS is going to be the solution. We've seen failed attempts from Windows Phone, from Sailfish OS, but again, this company has the scale, so I feel that they could pull it off. We should thank Trump for enabling innovation in the tech world. Cue in the sarcastic face. Then on Thursday, the topic was the Samsung Galaxy Note 10. We had some leaked images of what to expect from its display, the fact that it almost doesn't have bezels. It looked fantastic. I asked you, what do you think about this? We had 489 comments. Samsung must remove the edges, which is more inconvenient to use the S Pen. I feel that borderless phones are not necessarily the best approach, but then again, they do look cool, I will tell you that much, and true that, I love the S Pen regardless, so we'll see. I'd rather get a working 3.5mm headphone jack than slimmer bezels. Dude, true that, I wish that Samsung didn't push that bar. Those are the rumors. The rumors is that we're losing them. We kind of got a hint because the Galaxy Fold was the anti-Samsung Galaxy phone. It didn't have a headphone jack, it had a notch, so oh my god, probably. I'd rather have a slim bezel than a cutout that blocks content and draws attention. Dude, if the leaks are true, that cutout that they have for the camera looks really small. I don't think that it's going to be intrusive at all. Note is always a good, powerful, productive, trusted machine. I can't wait to order the Pro one. Man, this man loves the adjective section of the dictionary. Commas are always good to separate them, but I get your point. I really can't wait to get mine as well. I am a huge fan of the Note. I wish it didn't launch so late, because then by the time it does, we're already close to the Galaxy S11 or whatever the case may be, and I have to move towards it, but yeah. And then finally, Friday, the topic was Huawei one more time, particularly because of two things. The first one being that they pretty much confirmed Hongmeng OS, that it's coming, that they wish they didn't make this move, that they would love to continue working with Google, but that sadly they're being forced to. And then the second one is the fact that the Huawei Mate X is being delayed up until September because of everything that happened with the Fold. I asked you of those two things, what do you think? And we had 371 comments. They should do both. Huawei needs a backup plan, but they still need Android to succeed in Western markets. I hope they figure things out. I hope they don't leave Android, but I do feel that after this happening, they will most likely they will have to. They're forced to try something else. We want more competition in the OS category, not just apple and oranges, but some more fruits as well. Name somebody. But guys, I really wish that Windows Phone would have succeeded. Again, it didn't have the scale Huawei does. Could you imagine a revival of Windows Phone being run on Android? It's not going to happen. But I do get your point. I do want competition as well. Any smart non-US company should look for alternatives and backups for their business, even if they think their country is a friend of the United States. This is proof of it, and I wonder exactly what this is going to mean for business going forward. Because if you can't trust the United States with your investments, then what are you going to do? You're going to continue investing? I don't think that's going to work that way. Huawei Mate X is being delayed specifically because they need a new operating system. I think it's going to take more than that. Particularly because of the way the Fold works, I don't think that Huawei was ready for that. So I do agree with you, it could be a possibility, but I don't think that's necessarily going to be the case. I feel that it will launch with Android, but true that, we are going to be beyond the period where Google was going to allow, Huawei to continue using Android. It could be that you're right. We'll see. That's it for the Pocketnow Daily Recap. Thank you so much for watching. If you want your comments to be featured, keep them short, stick to the point, and try to get some thumbs up. It helps us spot them a lot easier. You can also follow us on social media as our extended coverage happens on Instagram. And true, you can also follow me for some weird running photos. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. I'm Jaime Rivera. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next week.